Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast for October 14th, 2017. Today we're talking about The Last Jedi, The Hulk, Beetlejuice, an MCU timeline, and the return of one of our childhood favorites? We're just gonna do that because apparently the intro does not want to play.
Technology.
You know, they keep making improvements to OBS, which is what we use to
On a week.
every once in a while.
Weekly update.
So something happens and it gets better, but something else happens and it's like. So either way, welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast.
Hi.
We've stepped back a little technology-wise today.
Yes.
We are without our.
If we sound distant,
There's a reason.
Yeah.
Because the microphones.
we haven't been losing our voice.
I forgot my microphone at work.
That tends to happen. Oh well, whatever.
Either
We're
way.
still here.
We are. I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
And soon we will have more people with us on a regular basis.
For sure, one more next week.
Because Tony shall return and regale us with tales of what he's been up to for a month.
Pretty much.
Until, and then hopefully Brian shows up and he can regale us what he's been up to for the last, 2 months. Either way, welcome. Let's get into the news.
Yeah.
The big news from this week, which was when we went through writing stuff down, it was so this happened.
Uh-huh.
And then
Yeah.
crickets. So,
Pretty much.
The Last Jedi trailer
Yeah.
came out.
It's about time.
And we got to see, obviously, a lot of stuff intertwined together to make it look like things are going to happen in a movie.
Which they won't.
Yes.
That's
It's
just,
a giant
It's
team.
just cutting
It's-
a whole bunch of scenes together. It looks very tense. I
It
guess.
does. There's a lot of tense moments.
With, I guess, one of them standing out as Kylo now having a chance to kill his mom.
Yes.
The movie after he kills his dad. So we'll see if that comes to fruition or not, I guess. I doubt it. But, yeah.
I don't know. That's the...
I don't think so. You can see in the trailer there's hesitation to pull the trigger, and I think he liked his mom better than he liked his dad.
Well, and the other piece of it, too, is are those scenes actually connected in the film?
That one I would say yes.
Or are they just doing that for the sake of,
There wouldn't be hesitation if it was anybody else.
But maybe that's not hesitation due to,
Or it's Luke on the ship.
Maybe it's Luke, maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe he's actually turned sides and he's, hesitant on shooting at Snoke's ship or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe.
There's so many pieces that it could just be I'm not sure if I'm a good guy yet.
Yeah.
Or...
Odd. I bet you he did show up. Special guest, apparently.
Maybe. We'll see.
The one I do think that's tied together is where Ren is, I need a place in this world, and then Kylo's reaching out saying,
Yes.
essentially, come here. I think that one is tied together.
I think so.
So
I believe so. I thought that was a really cool scene in the trailer itself.
Yeah. And then we do get our first shot of Snoke.
Yes.
Looking
Actual
creepy.
Snoke. Yes.
And all powerful, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, it hasn't swayed me not to go see this movie. It's actually encouraging me.
Well,
building
and
the
I mean,
anticipation.
that's the biggest piece is at least it's showing that we are going for a different story than obviously, we're not just going to rehash Empire Strikes Back, which everybody was like, oh, that they just redid the first movie, they're just going to redo the second movie. And
No.
no, they're clearly that was a nice jumping off point.
I mean, the bad guys might win.
They might.
This movie. That seems to how Star Wars goes, is flip flopping around between who wins.
I'm okay with that for sequels though, especially when you're getting 3 movies.
Yeah.
Having in the end be the bad guy, or the bad guys kind of come out victorious and the good guys are kind of oh.
Yeah. Even the original ones.
Yeah.
New Hope.
Yeah.
Good guys won. Second one, it was the big cliffhanger where for the bad guys, and obviously.
Han Solo, Carbonite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously in the last one where Luke walks away, pretty much beating the dark side. And that was another one. We saw more Luke.
We did see more Luke, and Luke seems like he's
crazy.
Gone a little nuts on that there hill.
Well, I mean, if you're living on an island by yourself for...
He hasn't been by himself. He has the porgs with him.
Okay. They don't talk.
Not to you. I was really excited though, because like I have one of those. Like I bought the plushie for my classroom.
Yeah.
And we've been like, we have no idea what this thing is. I just thought it looked cool, so I'm like.
That showed up in the trailer too, making a little sound.
I know, and he was in the Millennium Falcon, and I'm like, I got to my classroom, and I'm like, guys, and we call him Porge, like he's our Porge, like that's what we've named him. He's Porge, the Porge.
Porge.
And I'm like, guys, he's in the trailer. He's on the Millennium Falcon, and they're all like, yeah, like he's not just some little like critter that shows up for 5 seconds, and they're just selling the crap out of their merchandise. He's actually like
it's Luke's new best friend.
It's essentially like his version of a Wookiee. And I'm just
Han took Chewie.
Woohoo! Yeah.
I guess I take this.
I'll take this little thing off my island.
Screaming.
There has to be a scene between like him and Chewbacca where Chewie's just like wah, 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 and Porge is just like
That's how they talk.
Yeah.
Trouble. Hello, Missy.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hi. Hello. You're all wet and gross. But yeah.
Either way, I hope this.
Alright. What else?
I hope this makes it so people actually do want to go see this film. Because people were a little worried, and they're all like, even people who didn't like Rogue One, which I really don't.
I don't get how you don't like Rogue One.
I don't understand that one, because I mean, they did everything they were supposed to do for Rogue One. They okay, now here's spoiler territory. If you haven't seen it yet, then I mean,
come on
to it. But otherwise, mute me for, a minute or two. But they steal the plans to the Death Star.
Yeah. Surprise.
They get the plans to the Death Star to Leia. They all die.
Yep.
And they have the most badass Darth Vader scene known to man.
That's hard thing to top, but they did it.
And it's just like, you're just sitting there going like,
yeah.
Like, my biggest fear coming out of Rogue One was, do they kill everybody?
Yeah.
And they did. So my fears were, like, put to rest. As soon as everybody started dying, I'm like,
okay, we got it.
And the only one I thought might survive is the droid, just because...
But then you'd have to bring him into I think you'd have to bring him up to...
Well, but, like, memories can be wiped, like, even if he,
Yeah, they already pulled that trick once.
And they pulled that move a bajillion times, so I'm like, maybe the droid will survive, just because you can easily, like, wipe a memory. Yeah. But, in the long run, like, in the grand scheme of things, everybody died. Yeah. We saw how the plans got from the Empire to, Leia. And then it pretty much just blasts off right into Episode 4, and you're just like, yeah, like, way to be. Mm-hmm. And again, that Darth Vader scene, I could watch over.
I watched it again. Oh, my brother had it on, and I came upstairs at right time.
Yeah, because I really, like, the rest of the movie was good. I don't need to see the rest of the movie. I can rewatch that scene over and over and over and over and over again with it just... And you're just like...
We need more of that.
Yeah.
I think the lightsaber battles will probably be...
They should be, like, I'm hoping for a big step up on those for this next movie. I'm hoping for the next movie there is a big step up.
I mean, you do see her regularly practicing with it.
Yeah.
And some restraint, I guess, with the rock.
I don't know. But we'll see. And Luke Skywalker hopefully fighting with a lightsaber will be, we got to see Luke.
Well, yeah, he got his lightsaber back.
Yeah. Well, he'll give that to Ren, I'm assuming. Because that's the one she's practicing with. His is the green one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the one he made the new one.
Yes, technically in like the Jedi canon of how they do things, you're supposed to build your own lightsaber.
Yeah. So
once he's done that, his is now the green one.
She'll have to build her own.
Eventually, she'll have to build her own.
Now the question is, does someone lose a hand?
It's the second movie. Sorry, Kylo.
Kylo or...
Nope, Kylo's just gonna keep losing, like...
He gets cut in the face.
Yeah, cut in the arm, cut in the...
We're just gonna lose limbs.
Keep losing limbs. Poor Kylo.
This is why he's on the dark side.
He keeps losing body parts. It's like Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was interesting with the...
Yeah, they've done a nice little...
metal thing in his face.
Well, because I think it carved a big enough chunk out, and being a lightsaber...
It cauterizes
cauterizes it, so it's not like you can just stitch that back together without it... Like, unless you're, like, folding skin on top of skin, so he just pretty much was like, I must fill in this, like, hole in my face.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, and Snoke will be interesting because that was one of the big mysteries of the first.
I'm hoping it's Mace Windu.
You're hoping for Mace?
Well, someone gets electrocuted. You see what the Emperor would have done to his face.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
You got a full-on blast of that.
Yeah. And then he's lived for a fairly long time, so I mean, you know, then he...
Good.
But does he go dark side? Like, does that turn Mace? Mace is all like...
Because what Anakin did to him.
There you go. He wants
evil.
Huh?
It's Mace. We're bringing Samuel L. Jackson back into these movies.
As a white guy?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good... Whatever. His face got burned, you know. It's a good. I think it'd be a good way to bring the original
trilogy kind of into it,
into this, because they really haven't.
Yeah.
I get that people are trying to ignore it, but they technically are still part of the universe.
Snoke is Jar Jar.
No, because see that face.
Use it to go kill all of the Jedi.
He doesn't talk like that.
Well, that's because he's learned over time to
disguise. To talk normally. And his face is way different.
I know his face is way different, so... Mace Windu I wouldn't be mad at.
It just shows that apparently every good Jedi does turn to the dark side.
Bum, bum, bum.
Anakin did.
I'd still laugh if it was just Palpatine. He didn't actually die, got tossed down that thing and was just like, no.
You could be.
He just got electrified more, so he got even more messed up.
Well, the whole laying down there and explosions.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Just floating around in space.
Just like Luke's arm.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a Palpatine.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It's a good trailer because or a good teaser at least, and it was the same as the last Star Wars movie where, and not Rogue One, but Episode 7, where you're like, ooh, there's snippets and there's people and I can get excited about little baby things here and there, and I love how we're still getting the scene of like Luke's hand on top of R2-D2 that we never got to see in the last movie. It's like you're using that in the trailer again, and I will laugh so hard if that scene is not in this film. And they're saving it for Episode 9. They're like, we've been showing you the same scene over and over again.
Well, yeah, there was the whole... He'll probably have a flashback and tell Rand of, this is what happened with Kylo.
Yeah.
He became a jerk.
He became a butthead, and I had to end it.
He tried to kill me.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the interesting part, is you don't really get a sense of anything out of this movie other than...
Yeah.
I'm assuming Finn goes undercover.
Maybe.
From what we see.
I doubt it. There was a little bit of a fight between him and Captain Phasm.
Yes.
I think that's her name. And so we'll see that fight. We'll actually see Captain Phasm do something.
Yeah.
Instead of standing around and...
getting tossed into garbage chutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just leading a bunch of people around.
Yeah. But yeah, like, that's the interesting part, is we know some cool stuff's coming.
Yeah.
We don't know how any of it connects together.
Yeah.
Luke seems really pissed off that, like, Rey's almost a Jedi. Like, she's or more that her
seen that power,
or more that her power is getting to be too great, too fast, sort of thing. Yeah. So it's like he's all like, oh man, and we know from the other trailer he's all like, oh, the Jedi must pretty much end, and like we know all of this stuff, but we don't know why. We don't know.
I think he's just become a crazy hermit.
I think so too, but that's the thing. We don't know why. We don't know when. We don't know, how. I think, though, honestly, taking these movies and killing off Han, obviously, in 7, you kill off Luke or Leia in this one, and in the last one, Luke, like, whoever doesn't die in 8 dies in 9, and you kill off the original trilogy people.
You would assume with Carrie Fisher not being in them.
There was talk that they had taken her scenes and divided them between 8 and 9.
Maybe.
So it depends on how they pulled, it depends on how they pull the Carrie Fisher part off. If they just kill her off in this movie, that's fine. It's not a bad idea.
They could pull hey, she's still alive, and do the animated thing they did with
They
the
said they're not going to CGI her. They don't want to do that. If they're gonna have Leia, it's gonna be her, unless it's young.
Unless they do
Leia.
it from a back.
Unless they do one of those where it's like, oh Leia, how's it going? She's all like,
at a distance.
oh, is that Leia over there? Oh. But yeah, they said they've kind of cut, like, they weren't sure what they were going to do, whether they were taking all of her scenes and splitting them between the films, or if they were just going to leave kind of her story arc in just 8.
If they do that, then I assume she dies.
I'm assuming she dies. But like, in my brain, I'm like, were they all like, oh, Luke Skywalker dies in the second one?
Yeah.
So we were all expecting to have Leia as, like, the last bastion of hope for the 9th movie, and now it's like, oh, crap.
Now we have to switch it around.
Now we either have to switch it, or we have to find a way to take pieces of Leia from this movie and add it to this movie. So if they kill her, they kill her. I mean,
we'll have a Luke Snoke fight.
Yeah.
And then a Ren Kylo fight at the same time.
Yeah.
We'll have 2 different lightsaber battles going on.
And then at the end, Kylo Ren switches sides, grabs Snoke above his head, and tosses him down a deep hole.
Oh, we've seen that already.
Tosses him up a hole that goes up.
Electrocutes him.
Just shocks the shit out of him.
Their power is so raw.
Well, and that's going to be the cool thing now, is we're getting these, like, young Jedi with a lot of juice to them. Yeah. Like, even in Episode 7, right off the bat, there's a, like, blaster bolt headed toward him, and you're just like, everybody in the theater's like, holy shit,
he
just stopped a blaster.
They could do that?
Right. Whereas Episodes 1, 2, and 3, we saw really well-trained Jedi. You know, like, you see Obi-Wan Kenobi doing his thing, he's fairly well-trained come the 2nd and 3rd movies.
All he's doing is...
Yeah, so he knows what he can do, and he knows his limitations, and he knows not to, like, go overboard with the Force powers. This one we have Kylo, who clearly was not fully trained, and at this point Snoke's just like, use your powers however you damn well please to make sure, like, we get to the end. And Rey, who's super fresh with modern day technology. So we're getting like the Luke Skywalker we should have gotten in Episode 4.
Pretty much.
And Episode 5, like... Yeah. That's the thing is...
I mean, there's still the prophecy in play, I guess, of who's going to bring balance to the Force.
No one ever, until they're all dead.
Someone's going to kill them all.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like, now we get into this whole... you know, we have 1, 2, 3, which, again, weren't
the greatest movies.
They weren't the greatest. They're not the worst. Like, I mean, I've watched them over again, and I'm like, you know what? There's redeeming qualities to these films.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you ignore some of the poor CGI decisions by, you know, Lucas.
It's all about the CGI back then.
I know, and that was the problem. Like, even you watch that pear scene, and there's, like, that CGI pear that's floating around, and you're like, you could do better than this. Like, come on. Yeah. You see some stuff like that, and you're like, okay, just ignore it. Ignore the bad acting. Because if you've seen most of these actors now, we know they can act.
Yeah. We all know Ewan McGregor can.
And we know Ewan McGregor can actually act.
Liam Neeson can act.
Liam Neeson's good. Natalie Portman has won an Oscar. She's nuts, but she can act.
Not my favorite, but she's okay.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen in other movies has actually done okay.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like, if you get past all the acting and just kind of look at the storyline of how everything came to pass, you're like, okay. Plus, we got some wicked lightsaber fights.
Yeah.
Then you go to 4, 5, 6, and it's like, man, these were made a long time ago.
It's all about the story.
It's really all about the story here, and in your brain, you just have to pretend that Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader did not have, like, a poking challenge on the Death Star, and
He's
it was
old.
Well, but Darth isn't. We just saw Darth come out of Rogue One going.
Yeah, I guess.
And then
Rogue One kind of wrecked that.
Yes, so that's what I mean. Like, we go into.
He pulled something in that.
He pulled something in that one. He was like, "Oh man,
I
shouldn't have pulled him up." But so you have to pretend that scene is a little bit more energetic than it is.
Yeah.
Or people have said Darth Vader's toying with an old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Could be.
But in my brain, I feel like Obi-Wan Kenobi could still probably kick some ass.
Oh, but we'll wait for the Obi-Wan movie.
Yeah, we'll wait for the Obi-Wan movie to mess up that little theory. But either way...
Hoping for Ewan McGregor.
Duh. If he's not in it, I'm not seeing it. Like, flat out. But, like, those kind of scenes ruin what we're now getting in 7, 8, and 9, where all of a sudden, like, Rey's coming in and she's like, I've been training for like 2 months, watch what I can do!
Well, we don't know how long she's been training.
And we don't know how long she's been training. But that's the thing now is you get... It could be, but now you're getting the difference between Luke in Empire Strikes Back versus Rey in The Last Jedi, where it's just like, oh man, like just what we can do with technology nowadays pushes what a Jedi can do.
Yeah.
So it's like, and hopefully they throw something in where Luke's all like, man, I couldn't have done that, back in the day.
When I was your
Back
age.
when I was just starting to train, there was no way. And maybe that's how they're working with the whole, I've never seen this, well, I've seen this power before, and it's coming too fast and too strong. Like, you're like a Super Saiyan Jedi.
Yeah.
Jedi level 6. So, and that was the other part is, luckily 4, 5, 6 have Luke learning from Yoda.
Yoda and a bit of Obi-Wan.
And like this much Obi-Wan. And again, this much Yoda, because even when he's training with Yoda, he gets better.
Yeah.
Manages to pull an X-Wing out of the swamp, which is pretty strong for his powers.
I
if
thought
you think
Yoda
about
did
it.
that.
Did Yoda? No.
Yoda ended up pulling it out.
Well, either way. And then he takes off. So he never actually finishes his training,
And
per
just like
se.
Ren will never finish hers.
So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what
Or am I
happens.
saying it's Ren?
Ren?
Yes.
Rey.
Ray. I keep
Kylo
calling her
Ren. Ren and Rey.
Uh,
So either way, I'm excited for this.
Oh, yeah,
and it comes
absolutely.
out stupidly soon. 2 months.
Months-ish.
2 months. December.
15th.
15th or 17th or
15th.
something stupid. Yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yep.
Yeah. 2 months. We get more Star Wars. I don't know how anybody is not excited to live in this day and age where it's just like
Movie after movie. After
we're getting a Star Wars movie every single year.
Yep. And plus Marvel stuff.
And plus Marvel movies. John Rhys Davies wants to come back for Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah,
So I'm
right.
getting at least one more indie movie that's hopefully decent. Can redeem
Maybe
the
some
fourth.
Sean Connery.
I'd be down for that. Sean Connery said he was he was willing to do the fourth one, but they didn't give him a big enough part.
Yeah.
So it was just like, you mean I could have had Sean Connery instead of Shia LaBeouf?
No, you probably would have had.
Nope. Sean Connery swinging from vines, I'm okay with.
I don't think he'd be doing that.
Well, a CGI Sean Connery
He
could.
wouldn't be doing that.
So either way, or again,
He'd
Sean
be
Connery.
there for the wedding scene.
But that's what I say. He didn't want to do just the cameo. He wanted the bigger piece. So I
Yeah.
say take Shia LaBeouf straight out and just replace him with Sean Connery.
Minus all the jumping around.
No? Keep that. He drank from the Holy Grail, dude. Like,
It's done something to him.
it's done
clearly.
obviously something to him. If he can survive, and I know people bitch about Indiana Jones surviving a nuclear blast in a fridge, but I feel like that's a very Indiana Jones type thing to do. Like, people look past that thing, and I'm like, have you not seen the other
Well, I
movies
think-
and the crap that he has pulled?
I think you could. I don't know if you could or not.
He jumped out of a plane in a raft and slid down a mountain without crashing into a tree, then plummeted off the cliff into water, and they survived. And people are like, wicked scene. He gets into a fridge, gets blasted by a nuclear blast, pops out at the end, and everybody's like, bullshit.
It's a nuclear bomb.
Don't care. He's Indiana Jones. That's the point.
He doesn't die.
He can do whatever the hell he wants to do because he's Indy. Either way, going to other Disney-owned
A lot
franchises.
of movie stuff this week.
We are on we have no game news.
Well, kind of game.
I guess kind of game.
Well,
Yeah. Either way, Marvel has talked about the Hulk.
yes.
Obviously in Thor Ragnarok, he's a big piece of Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
He's also getting his own mini storyline now in Avengers.
Well, starting.
It's starting in this. So he
Yes.
gets his own mini storyline here, which is
Mhm.
obviously,
The Planet
the
Hulk.
Planet Hulk-ish type
Yeah.
riff. He's starting his mini trilogy here and continuing it on into
Is it
Infinity War and Avengers Infinity War 2, whatever they're calling
Yeah.
that movie, which they still haven't.
Yeah.
A Gauntlet or whatever it's going to be, Avengers Gauntlet or whatever. But so the Thor, because they can't do a Thor movie without permission from Universal and without giving Universal money, so they're going to do their own
backdooring.
Yeah, they're gonna.
everything.
It's pretty much a backdoor pilot to a TV show where all of a sudden it's like these two characters from the one TV show end up in another television show almost.
Yeah.
This one is essentially in the background of Thor. There's going to be a subplot, and the subplot's going to be Hulk.
Yeah.
And the same with Avengers, and the same with
Avengers 2.
Infinity War 2.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm kind of cool with this because it's
It's
a
a
good way.
different-
It's a good way of doing Hulk. Because
See how much screen time he gets with this story.
correct. Because again, a big Hulk movie is really tough to do. He's the Hulk.
I think this one is probably just going to explain how he got to where he was.
Yep.
And what he's been doing on this planet. But I don't know where you go.
Well, and we're doing the collector type thing where they're like picking people out to do all these fights.
Yeah.
That's how he ends up there. Like, he was
fighting.
all like, I was chilling out in Barbados on my own little island at the end of Avengers 2 when he takes off and just disappears. He was all like, I was chilling out, I was being myself, I was just like, hey. Like,
I got kidnapped.
And then all of a sudden, like, a blinding light showed up and I got abducted by Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
And that part's easy enough to explain, but what he does after that, and obviously the fact that he can control the Hulk a bit better.
Yeah, because he was angry.
Like, the fact that we know that from Avengers 2.
Well, you got...
I know they started doing the whole, like, you know, hand thing. But he obviously has a little bit more control. The only reason he really freaked out was because Scarlet Witch messed with his brain enough to have him destroy a city. So he was like, I can't be around. Like, I have control over the Hulk, but at the same time, if someone manages to get control of me, I'm too dangerous a weapon.
Yeah.
So he disappears. What I do like about this is if you look back at Civil War, when General Ross is talking, he says, you know, where is your Hulk, where is your Thor?
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're shooting right at the same time, like Ragnarok's happening right around the same time.
Well, I mean, with the Hela or whatever catching the thing that's in an alley, apparently that's supposed to be sometime around Doc Strange.
Okay, yeah, we're right, because shit's going down there too. Because we see Thor sitting with Doc Strange at the end of Doc Strange.
In their post-credit.
Yeah.
But there's a fan theory, I guess, where it was either before or after that conversation they had. Thor went into the alley, and then Hela showed up. So that would mean the hammer would be somewhere around Doc Strange.
Which would make sense.
And then he would probably just time.
Oh yeah, he can just
Google it and, hey, there's your hammer. Yeah.
I'm excited to see Thor without his hammer, though. Like, he actually gets some...
He gets lightning powers without his hammer.
Well, and that makes sense. I mean, it's not the hammer that's really...
It is him that has that power.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see him without the hammer, per se.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I'm excited for Thor Ragnarok, but the fact that it's confirmed we're getting like a little mini Hulk trilogy.
I want to see how they do it.
Yeah.
Because after this, I don't know where you go with it.
I don't know where you go with most of the Marvel Universe after...
Infinity War 2.
Infinity War 2, where I'm assuming they're going to, you know,
kill
off all the big contracts.
Well, for sure, probably Cap.
I don't know if you don't try to keep Chris Evans, but do something to him so that, like, Cap's now out of, like, age Cap, or do something.
Take out his serum.
Something to the point where Cap has to get old and he becomes more of a Nick Fury type role, so he can show up when he needs to, but it's more of like in a leadership position as opposed to like, I'm gonna go kick butt, but he can't because he's just like old.
Yeah.
Do something like that to Cap to keep him in when you need him.
Yeah.
But not like, why isn't Captain America showing up?
Maybe less of a Dorito, more of a cheesy poof.
Right. I'm okay with that. But that's what I mean. It's like, okay. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go with this one. Because if the Hulk just keeps getting smaller parts, like Mark Ruffalo, it's not like he has to...
Well, back when they had the Edward Norton Hulk, there was the teaser of the leader going to be in it. I mean, you could go into that, maybe.
Maybe.
It's... After a while, you think the government would stop chasing Hulk?
You'd think so.
Yes, he's a danger, but if you just leave him alone...
Yeah, it's every time you guys go after him, bad things happen.
Yeah.
But maybe in this one, with Infinity War happening, Abomination gets let out, we don't know.
And
because we know Abomination from all the one-shots.
Yeah.
Like, General Ross still has Abomination somewhere.
Probably in the raft.
I'm assuming in the raft now, but... At this point, do you bring Abomination back, and all of a sudden Abomination and Thanos is all like, you don't seem like you should be fighting for the good guys, and he's all like, you're right, I shouldn't be, and he goes off on his own, and Hulk's all like, I got this, guys, like,
I got him, yeah,
like, I'll get him, you guys stick with the big guy from space,
yeah,
and he runs off to fight Abomination and gets his own little
Could be.
story arc. Something weird. It'll be interesting to see, though, now that Marvel's been like, yes, the Hulk does get his own little story arc built into these movies.
And then, I mean, it saves money.
It does, but if you think about it, you do a Hulk storyline, you give him even half an hour of screen time per movie. That's an hour and a half film.
It's true.
Of the Hulk progressing through whatever storyline he has to progress.
I mean, if Thor, he's fighting a big fire demon.
Right.
Too. I don't know how that's gonna work, but.
You shall not pass.
Except with his fists.
Yeah.
And,
Berg.
I guess.
You shall not pass. Hulk smash.
Puts out the fire.
Yeah. I've seen it. I know. You know.
Yeah, totally.
Hulk just claps.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's less than a month away now, too. I think that's November 7th.
Yes. Yes. I believe you're correct. Let's skip over the next thing on our board as we're talking about Marvel and to go straight into this one. In the MCU, Kevin Feige, whatever, we could never say his name.
Feige.
I don't know. Either way, he said that after Homecoming came out, everybody complained about the dates people were saying.
Yeah.
8 years ago, 10 years ago, this, that, da 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 da. The only movies other than Homecoming that have actually shown a date, though, are Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who have given us a strict...
They've confirmed that was way in the past.
And then into a, date at the bottom as to when we are now. They're the only ones that have done that other than Homecoming. Yep, that's
typically how we roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's just, I mean, going kind of back to what we said with the Thor hammer and Doc Strange.
Could that be happening at the same time?
If they're doing this timeline stuff, you could tell us where exactly this happened.
Because Kevin has come out to say that those things, like Spider-Man wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
Because we don't know when the series of events happened. We've all just assumed that it's like, oh, this movie came out this date. We're assuming it's around that date. For all we know, this could have all transpired in the last,
we don't know.
This and this and this and this could have been all like...
There could have been before Civil War.
Well, not necessarily, because Civil War, Spider-Man...
Oh, no, because they did make mention of Cap's on the run.
Yeah, well, and Spider-Man's suit.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So that's the thing, we know certain movies come after certain movies.
Yeah, but just where...
But how long, certain movies take place after certain movies, makes a difference, so... Mm-hmm. So it's just
I don't know, I feel I don't really need a timeline being sorted out to me.
Well, I don't, because I really don't care.
I don't feel I need it, but I mean, if they feel obligated, they have to.
Yeah.
Then by all means.
So yeah, if they want to, they can release one, but I'm not like, oh no, I can't believe that they said these dates, because when I was watching Spider-Man, that was not what I was thinking of.
No.
I was not like, I am mad that he said 8 years.
I want more Spider gear.
Yeah, it's like, I want more Spider. Give me more Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Then I left that movie
happy.
Yeah. Oh look, I'm typing too fast.
I don't know.
Either way, so yeah, it's the timeline piece. I'm like, but it's gonna appease a lot of people online.
The fans, the super dedicated fans,
the ones with all the flowcharts, in their in their room.
This doesn't work.
The strings going to here, and then Spider-Man came out, and they're like,
this doesn't work.
There was promotional material that had a date on it, and now it's useless to me. It's not canon. How dare they?
Yeah.
And again, coming from a giant nerd, it's time to whoa.
Taking this way too seriously.
Looking at the dates, you're going again, who cares? It's in a fictional universe.
Shut your brain off.
And you know that the sequence of the films essentially.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't know the sequence of films. We play a lot of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
He plays.
Yeah, he doesn't because he doesn't have a computer.
Well, I do, which is not a good one.
I can't play PUBG.
I could play Fortnite.
PUBG. Oh, could you play? Yeah, you could play.
Well, I could play Fortnite if I want to.
Yeah, but no, there's some PUBG stuff on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BarrelRollNews.
I've watched videos on Twitch.
Yep. I'm not good at it. I'm just going to throw that out there. Tony, one of our other casters who's not in town right now, he's quite good at it.
Is he now?
He's good. He can actually like kill people.
I'm sure if I was there.
I'm the guy who's like in the grass and like.
Depends how much Call of Duty you play.
But sometimes first person, sometimes third person, depends on how you play. Like there's a lot of.
Person.
And then you could, but that's the thing. It's like I'm always the guy in Call of Duty who runs into a room and dies like 6 times before I'm like finally
learned your lesson.
Well, no, I'm like guys in that corner. Like I'm gonna and then the guys move from that corner, and I'm like, oh man. In PlayerUnknown Battleground, you can run in and die. You die and you're dead. So I don't really have those choices. So I have learned to like slow down and be sneaky. Go be sneaky.
I would be hiding in the grass.
But when I'm sneaky like that, sometimes it doesn't work out for me. Either way, I digress. Let's head back into this Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Don't say it 3 times. He's gonna come here. There is a sequel in the works.
Yes. So far, still without Tim Burton and Michael Keaton.
Which is a little disappointing.
They've showed interest that they do want to come back.
Okay. Is Winona Ryder coming back too?
I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah, I'm not saying she shouldn't, but just... That's my name. I'm Chris.
I am Nick. There you go. This is Tony, and that's Brian, and here's Graham. They are the other people that normally cast with us.
Minus Graham, who's not here.
Graham,
ever.
Graham, get over here.
But yeah, I don't like... They're actually doing rewrites with this Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Sequel.
And the person coming in to do rewrites is...
was affiliated with a movie that wasn't so great.
Right, and the name of that film, because we
Rememory.
looked it up. Rememory. Good for you, Chris.
Oh, I got this.
Like, oh man, it's a good thing you're here.
He was involved with Rememory. Now, I don't know. I haven't seen that movie, so I can't say if it was a writing issue, or a director, or what.
Again, I own the film. It's in my Google Play library.
You should probably watch it.
I should probably watch it to see if it was like, oh, that was a well-written movie, just like didn't have a budget. Because that could have been the issue. We don't know.
Maybe. Or the actors just didn't know how to act.
Maybe.
But I was hoping with Peter Dinklage, you would have decent actors.
Yeah, because Peter Dinklage is. I mean, again, I'm not a Game of Thrones person.
He's a good.
But he's good. Like I know he can act. I've seen him act.
Yeah.
Enough to know that like he can.
So that's not. I'm being maybe a little pessimistic on this. That I'm not going to be eager to see this movie.
Yep.
I don't know. They're once again Hollywood's trying to go for your nostalgic. Hey, this is a good movie back then. We're going to redo it now.
Right.
Look at things and I don't know.
It doesn't.
It feels like one that doesn't have to.
No, this.
Because they did the cartoon after the movie, and which was like pretty much a direct from it.
Yep.
Why are you, and so you're gonna shoot past the TV show, or you're gonna ignore the TV show?
Maybe.
And I don't know. Bye.
Yeah, like I
don't know. It's just one that's not really. It's one that's really not. Like I'm too enthusiastic about, I guess.
Yeah, I was excited for Beetlejuice with Tim Burton and Michael Keaton.
Yeah, and if you don't have those two in it,
it's not worth doing.
Are you gonna recast Beetlejuice?
I don't know.
They're recasting a lot. I mean, you look at Pennywise. Pennywise was a great his own version of. But
Pennywise in a reboot is okay.
But I would assume that this Beetlejuice would be a soft reboot.
Maybe.
That you're gonna have new, younger actors come in, and Winona Ryder's. It's probably Winona Ryder's kid.
I don't know. I feel like without Tim Burton, though, you're missing
Stranger
Things kids just in this movie.
At least one of them.
I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't know about redoing or having Beetlejuice without Tim Burton. Again, it's one of those things that
it's his thing.
It's yeah.
And I could see with a reboot that they go a little darker with this movie.
I could see that a little bit too, but
which doesn't fit it. It's kind of the cheesy horror.
It's cheesy horror. Because it's not really horror, it's...
It probably was at the time.
Even at the time, like, I remember my parents when they showed me Beetlejuice. They were like, this is a great
dancing
film.
around the table.
Yeah.
But that's... Yeah,
it was B-rate cheese as opposed to, yeah. So no, I don't... It's one of those things... I don't know.
I'm torn.
If they rewrite and that's the thing, we don't know if Rememory was not good because of the script or the director or...
If it was the script, then
this
you're
is not
really
not
helping.
Not good news. Not good news.
But obviously this person has a job somehow. So obviously they didn't feel at Rememory that was bad writing.
Right.
Actually, wasn't it based off a book?
Yeah, so I think so.
I thought it was based off a book. Might be wrong. Either way.
We'll find out at some point.
I hate to say that, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I'm playing around with stuff on.
Yeah, we're just watching. I'm watching what he's doing. I guess we can. Yeah, that's it for movies.
That is it
pretty
for
much
movie news.
All 4/5 of our news.
Woohoo!
Bit of gaming news, I guess, is the Tamagotchi is making a return.
Yahoo!
Because it's their 20-year anniversary.
Yes.
Of it coming out.
Tamagotchi. I didn't have a Tamagotchi.
Mine died lots.
I had a Gigapet.
Maybe that's what I don't know. I had something that hatched from an egg and became something.
That was all of them. Like, they all hatched from a little egg, and...
Mine kept dying because I stopped paying attention to it.
You stop paying attention to it, or you go to school.
No, that wasn't a concern.
And, well, no, you go to school and you'd leave the thing in your locker, and then you'd get back and it's pooped 6 times and died because, like, it got sick because it was surrounded by its own poop.
Well,
and you're like, oh man, I was in class. Like, what was I supposed to do?
Maybe it should learn how to clean itself up.
Maybe. That's the thing, like, are these Tamagotchis coming out fancy and new, or are they just the exact copy of, like,
I'm curious about that. That's going to be so annoying. So we both work in schools.
Drop your Tamagotchi at the door sort of thing. Oh,
yep.
Man.
Just like your phones. Or your spinners. They'll be banned. They'll be banned.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's cool. They're celebrating 20 years.
Yep.
Yay. It actually feels really weird that it's been that long.
Yeah, it really does.
I think this will once again, this will hit the nostalgia chord with a lot of people. Older people. But the younger kids are going to go, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Well, and we'll see, because, like, a lot of that's Tickle Me Elmo's coming out.
Is it?
It's getting a re-release this Christmas.
Oh.
Like, that's the thing, is there's stuff coming out that's it's old, but it's new again.
Yeah.
Because yes, the commercial for Tickle Me Elmo definitely comes on with the like
creepy.
And then you're going, oh man. And they're literally like, he's back. It's not even a like, oh, check out this cool new toy we've got. It's legitimately like, look who's back. And you're going,
back again.
Back again.
Elmo's back.
Tell a friend.
Don't tell a friend.
Don't. I had a Tickle Me Elmo.
So did I. Creepy.
That tickles.
Yeah.
So yeah, it should be interesting to...
I'm hoping it was, for the Tamagotchi, it'd be like a new thing.
I'm kind of hoping...
Not so much like button-wise, keep the buttons simple.
But maybe have the Tamagotchi learn new...
Look updated, look more updated.
Maybe look a little bit more updated. New Tamagotchi choice.
I guess they look newer. Yeah, they look fancier, shinier.
Shiny.
But it does look like the old...
It's the old school graphics. Like yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how these things...
Well, what is that?
Play out.
I'm not carrying around that thing.
I will not get into the Tamagotchi
Probably not.
phase. I have enough games that
are portable
and do way more than a Tamagotchi, used to do. Remember when we had Tamagotchis? I had my Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Like Game Boy Color was just coming out at that point.
Was it even color?
Yep.
Or was it just a regular Game Boy?
It's my Game Boy Color, and I had like Zelda, and that was huge. Like playing a 2D, blink, blink, blink.
Yeah.
Zelda was big. So Tamagotchis were fairly innovative because it was like, oh, when you walk, it counts your steps, and you take care of it, and it grows, and eventually you get like a giant monster, and da 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 da, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Now, I can do that on my phone.
Well, maybe they add something to it.
And maybe they do.
I don't know.
That's the trick, is what else are you going to give me, Tamagotchi? What else are you going to do?
Put it on my phone.
Yeah. So, maybe there is a phone piece to it. See, there you go. There was a big update.
I didn't think there was.
We can talk about that quick then. Shall we interlude?
Well, we don't even know what's going on. We're fact checking on the roll.
I do know what's going on. They've got a new counselor.
The hippie?
Yep.
Okay.
Mitch Floyd, he's a hippie. The stoner.
The Jarvis house?
And the Jarvis house. So it's actually, you're I think in...
oh no, Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, I'm thinking Freddy.
So the house is actually, I believe...
Yes, that is...
You're in the house.
That's it?
Like, that's the map.
That's a tiny map.
But I think the house is actually quite large, and maybe you play along with the... I have to play this. I haven't looked completely on this whole thing yet, but it features two large iconic locations from the film, the Jarvis house and the party house next door.
Okay,
so there you go. You've got 2 yards, essentially, and 2 houses to run through.
I wonder if that would eliminate his being able to see who's in what house, because they're just in one of 2 houses.
Well, that makes that power a little more useless.
Yeah.
Unless you're like
they're both lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. Yes, we are in one of these.
Or
2
it's
houses.
A bigger map and those are just kind of the 2 focal points.
Maybe that's where all the stuff is.
Everything.
And they've already released the smaller maps, so
Mhm.
this is just one of those. I think again.
Maybe
smaller map type things where it's like it's a little bit more close quarters.
Yeah.
With Jason, and again that adds to that whole feeling of Friday the 13th of
he's right
you're
there.
Stuck in this space.
Which in a small map like that,
yeah,
we have visualizing, just run.
Right.
You're gone. He can't get you.
I've left the yard.
Yeah.
No, this white picket fence.
The fence you'd be able to jump over. There's no fence high enough where you can't jump over.
So yeah, I'm kind of excited. It's there's some extra stuff. So the map I think is free. Oh look, the Jarvis house is the largest map yet.
Oh, okay.
There's a fair bit of distance between cabins.
Okay.
Some are located on small islands, forcing players to swim. So yeah, it should be interesting. I got a...
So new character,
new map. Character, new map. They've added rain to the game, so every once in a while when you start the game, it'll actually be raining.
Splish, splash, splish, splash.
Well, and harder to see.
Yeah.
So visibility issues. There's free and paid emotes in the game now, so if you don't want to talk, you can actually, there's emotes for...
But you have to pay for them.
There's free ones, which are the basic, and pointing, and then there's ones you can pay for. You can pay for the swimsuits,
yeah.
That kind of stuff. So it's getting interesting to see what they're doing with Friday the 13th, but obviously with Friday the 13th.
I haven't played in a while.
I haven't played in a while either. I've been kind of sucked into my...
This thing.
This little device.
Yeah. Mine's a bigger device. I can't bring it with me. But we can talk more about that on the post-credit.
We can, which is coming up next.
Yes.
So stay tuned. Thanks for joining us on the NewsCast.
Yes.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
And you can check more of our stuff out at barrelrollnews.com. There's our YouTube, our Facebook, our Twitter, Patreon, Discord, Twitch channels, Smashcast channel.
Yeah.
We have all sorts of stuff. So join us. If you just check out barrelrollnews.com, all of our stuff is there. You can find us. And thanks for watching. Join us in about 5 minutes for the post-credit show where we talk about all the games and movies and nerd-type things we've been up to for the last week.
And sports.
And sporting-type news.
Yeah, that's right. You heard
Hockey's
that.
back on.
You heard that right.
And that's what we talk about. So
because we're Canadian.
heck yeah, eh?
Bye.
Bye all.